Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I'm titling it No September Weakness because September was pretty strong this year. It's historically been very, very weak, and we'll dive into the activity for the SPX for Friday and for the week and for the month. And then we're going to look at the VIX. We're going to look at the Homebuilders ETF, the Emerging Markets ETF, and then look at gold in detail. Gold's got a really interesting pattern, so stay tuned. Now, the S&P 500 was a lot stronger than the Dow yesterday. The SPX up 9.3, and so it continues to show that strength, continues to push. I am wondering in here, when I look at potential waves, I am wondering whether we've got, 1, 2, and now we have just finished a 3. Or very close to finishing a 3. So if that's the case, then we would be moving into a fourth wave, which would probably come back down to test these lows. So back down to 2490 or so. And the SPX was up 17 points for the week ending 29th. Nice big move after that pause type compression that we had last week. So we got a little bit of expansion, not as much as the week before, but it continues to push above that 10-week moving average. And when we look at the month just reinforces the same picture. It was up almost 48 points for the month of September. Just continued push. Okay, I mean, this is really not a whole lot of surprise given what's been going on the daily and weekly charts. We continue to push to the downside on the VIX, 9.51, and getting very tight little trading in here. And I drew these trend lines because this is what it looked like to me. This looks like compression going on again. We'll watch to see how this resolves. Breakout move this week for Homebuilders. Look at this move up $1.35, and this is closing above the highs here. Now, I don't think, let's take a look. This looks pretty dramatic, doesn't it? On a weekly chart, you convert this to monthly, it doesn't look so dramatic. I mean, it's up $1.64 for the month, and it says weekly, but all they did was convert it to the monthly bars in here. But here's the thing I noticed. Okay, now I'll get this crosshairs back out. Look at this high over here, okay, that we're selling kicked in. The high was $40.03. That is just slightly above this week's high, $39.92 high. So that could be really interesting. We could be right at a point. Can it get above, can it punch through above 40.03? Yeah, we had a nice up week in here, but now this may be far enough back here in 2007 that it doesn't really impact it all that much. But it's interesting that we did get this high in here, very close to that. And what was the high? 39.22, as we were approaching this level. So continue to watch that, although you got to say, had a very nice week this week. Yeah, it's down a little bit for the week. Down 57 cents for the week. Again, no major breakdown. We're not closing below the 10-week moving average or anything like that. This is just the first, after a nice little trend. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, down slightly here, and then back up again, down 1. So we've been down 2 weeks in a row here with this move. But the trend still looks like it's intact, at least for now. Yeah, although when you look at it on a monthly basis, it was down 2 cents for the month. So it didn't really do much for the month of September, and it's a little doji star in here. And that's not the high for the month of September, $45.96. Not much higher than $45.85 back here in September of 2014, 3 years ago. That's very interesting. Very interesting. So now this is going to be the challenge. Can it continue to resume its trend and punch above that level? GLD was down 63 cents on Friday. This thing is just in a sell-off mode right now. And where it's going to end, where it's going to pull back, it just seems to be breaking through any potential points. Thought we might get some support in here, and it's just not holding right now. And we take a look at the weekly chart. I think I have GLD weekly somewhere. There it goes. And I got the monthly too, because there is a key pattern on there that's showing up. So down $1.66 for the week. And, you know, it tried to rally during the week, earlier in the week, and then just collapsed, just sold off and closed right on its, practically on its low for the week. And when we look at the monthly chart on gold, this is one that's really, really interesting. This is a potential reversal candle in here. And I got that label there. So, you know, when it starts to do this, and then the other thing I was just going to point out to you that I've noticed from a lot of times this happens. It's not a rule, but when you see something like this swing higher and come back down and close below the midpoint of the previous candle, especially if that candle had a decent range to it, and you're below the midpoint on it, a lot of times that's fairly negative. Now, I mean, here's, you know, just eyeballing the midpoint of the white bar. And I'm talking about the midpoint, not from the high and low, midpoint of the body from the opening to the close. Okay, so the white part. That's about the midpoint. We close below the midpoint. Okay, so when you see that happen, you know, and just a lot of times that's a fairly negative sign that we got a little, the bears are in control here. And we got more selling to come. But the real test is, you know, continuation here next week, like I've talked about with every reversal candle. And that, you know, even more bearish is when you get a close below this low. Okay, that'll do it for this weekend. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up if you like the video. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscriber button. And if you're not watching this on my website, I mean, head on over to the website. If you're watching it on YouTube, head on over to the website and check out the other posts I've got for you, and check out the Insider membership over there also. This was excerpts from my weekend video that I provide to my Insider members, which was 36 minutes long and had, as you can see when I pulled down and there was some a whole list of charts, those were all of the things we walked through this weekend. So check that out. All right, everyone, have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you on the next video.